The only way I can really start this episode is to admit to you all that I failed for the first time in this weight loss journey. So welcome to the fourth episode of Project 26. There's not really anything else I can say. I'm going to reveal the weight loss right now. I lost no weight this month. I lost 0 pounds. And while I didn't gain any pounds either, I'm exactly the same weight. It's not a victory. I don't feel like I survived any kind of weight gain. I was supposed to lose 8 pounds. I think the only thing I can talk about really is what happened. It's hard to talk about. I didn't really do it for the first 2 weeks of this month. There was a lot going on, traveling, with work. I did mention in the last episode that you can't avoid that stuff. And I said it was fine to give yourself a treat every so often. It's just important, I suppose, to keep on top of it, to know when to draw the line. There were some basic rules that I set for myself at the start of this. Things like, if it's bad for you, if I admit to myself that something I'm about to eat is bad for me, then I do not eat it. And I've not been sticking to those rules. It's times like this that Project 26 does work for me, because it's taken this video to admit to myself all the things that I know I've been doing wrong and I've been pushing to the back of my mind and not really been working on. A lot of people have been telling me to not let it get to me too much, I didn't put any weight on, so it should be a victory. But I think I need to let myself know that this has been a failure. I need to use that to push myself. I've not been exercising as much as I used to as well. That's another thing. It's becoming closer to winter, so bike rides aren't as frequent. And I've got to be honest, since I fell off my bike, I've not been on it as much. It took me a long time to get back on. I'd not really like to admit that, but I think I have to. So in order to get past this, I've decided to up my target from 8 pounds a month to 9 pounds a month. Instead of trying to gain back the 8 pounds in this next month all in one, making it 16 pounds, I know now that that's unrealistic, and spreading it out across the year is really the way that it's going to work. So 9 pounds a month is now my target. I was going to say that I owe it to you, to all of the people that follow me, and I do owe a lot to you to stick to this, but I do owe it to myself as well. And that sounds cheesy and whatnot, but I've always wanted to be thin. This is the best chance I've ever had, so why don't I just do it? Talking about things really does make you better. If anything, Project 26 has proven is that talking about your problems and getting it out there can really help you deal with them. Certainly in my case, anyway. I think this is probably going to be the shortest episode. I don't really have too much to say anymore. I don't have a lot to show you. But I do appreciate everyone who's still following this journey, everyone who's still giving me their support. So thank you again for that. I definitely wouldn't have gotten this far without you, but I am making a promise to myself and to you out there watching that I am getting back on it now. I will continue, and this is going to be some kind of a fresh start. This is the motivation I needed. Being honest about it again, talking about it again. It's really hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, I think. But I've got to do it. I have to do it. And lastly, before I end, I just want to make this note. The most important part of this video, this month in particular, is to remind myself to do this. It's one of the biggest reasons that I stick to it, is because I know that it's coming up every month. And as a message to myself, when I edit this, when I watch this just before it goes out, and when I re-watch this time and time again to make sure that it's good enough. This is a reminder to myself to stick to it. And I know why I started this. I know why I stick to it in the first place. So I just need to stick to it and to constantly remind myself of the journey that I'm on. So thank you for watching. And next month, things should be better. See you.